I need space to explore my options, she said casually. So, I gave her all the space and vanished without a trace. Now, she's trapped in a toxic mess, begging, and blocked after her options imploded. If you want to see more stories like this, thanks. I'm Alex, 34 now, and back then, I was 32, working a steady job in finance in a bustling coastal city. My life revolved around Emily, my fiancée of 4 years. We met in college, and I was her rock through everything, her career, changes, her anxiety, her endless self-discovery phases. I'm not perfect, but I was all in. I skipped dream trips, worked overtime, and even drained my savings to fund her yoga retreats and photography courses because she said they'd help her find herself. I thought, that's what you do when you love someone. Lift them up. Emily was charming, early 30s with big dreams of being an influencer or artist. She had this magnetic energy that drew people in, but over time I noticed it shifting. She started spending hours on her phone curating her social media, with vague, cryptic posts about needing more or chasing vibes. I chalked it up to her creative side, but it stung when she'd roll her eyes at my attempts to plan date nights. Alex, you're so predictable, she'd say, half laughing, half cutting. I'd laugh it off, but damn, those little jabs piled up. The first real red flag came at a mutual friends party 6 months before the end. It was one of those rooftop gatherings, string lights, loud music, everyone a little tipsy. Emily was in her element, flitting between groups, her laugh echoing. I was chatting with a buddy when I overheard her talking to a cluster of friends near the bar. Alex is great, don't get me wrong, she said, her voice carrying just enough for me to catch it. But I need someone who matches my energy, someone who's out there living life. She was leaning close to some guy, tall tattoos, the kind of dude who'd post shirtless gym selfies. Her hand brushed his arm as she laughed. I froze, beer halfway to my mouth. Did she just say that in front of everyone? My buddy Mike gave me a look, like, you okay, man? I nodded, but my chest tightened. I watched her flirt for the next hour. Nothing blatant, but the kind of subtle stuff that screams disrespect, lingering touches, private jokes, ignoring me across the room. When I asked her about it later, she brushed it off. God, Alex, I was just having fun. Don't be so insecure. Her words echoed in my head for weeks. I started noticing more. Her phone, always face down, late night text she'd dismiss as work stuff. New followers on her socials, mostly guys with that same vibe she was chasing. She'd post stories with captions like, ready for new adventures, who's with me? While I was sitting right next to her, feeling like a ghost in my own relationship. I kept telling myself she was just lost in her head, not betraying me. I was wrong. It all came crashing down one Tuesday evening about 2 months after that party. I came home from a long day at work, another overtime shift to cover her latest passion project, expenses, and found a note on the kitchen counter, her handwriting sharp and loopy like she'd written it in a hurry. Alex, I need space to explore my options. It's not you, it's me needing to find my true path. I'm staying with a friend for a while. Please don't make this harder than it needs to be. Emily, I stood there rereading it, my brain struggling to process options. What the hell does that mean? My hand shook as I set the note down. I didn't call her. I didn't text. Something in me just clicked off, but she wasn't done twisting the knife. The next day she showed up to grab her stuff. I was home sitting on the couch, still numb. She walked in all confidence, wearing a new outfit I didn't recognize. Tight dress, bold lipstick, like she was already auditioning for her new life. The conversation is burned into my memory. Alex, we need to talk. She started, tossing her hair back. I've been thinking a lot and I need more. You're so stable and that's great, but I'm not ready to settle down with someone who's so safe. I stared at her, my jaw tight. Safe? I said, keeping my voice even. You mean the guy who paid for your retreats, your camera, your self-discovery? She rolled her eyes, crossing her arms. Don't make this about money. It's about energy, Alex. I need someone who pushes me, who challenges me to grow. You're just here, always here. So what? You're leaving me for some guy who's not here? I asked, already knowing the answer. She sighed like I was exhausting her. I'm not leaving you for anyone. I just need space to explore my options. Maybe I'll date other people, maybe I won't, but I can't do this. She gestured between us anymore. It's not fair to either of us. I wanted to scream, options, fair. She was rewriting our entire relationship like I was a boring obligation, but I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I just looked at her, feeling the weight of 4 years slipping away. You're right, I said quietly. You should have all the space. You need... Her eyes flickered. Maybe. Surprise, maybe relief. Good. I'm glad. You get it. I'll be out by tomorrow. Let's keep this civil. Okay, civil, I repeated, nodding. Sure. She grabbed a suitcase already half-packed and left, without another word. I sat there for hours staring at the note. I need space to explore my options. It wasn't just a breakup, it was a dismissal like I was a job sheet. Outgrown. I could have called her out. Demanded answers about the guy she was clearly already talking to. But something told me to let it go. That night I made a decision. I contacted my boss about a job transfer I'd been offered months earlier. A promotion to a new city, one I turned down because Emily didn't want to move. I emailed them at 2 a.m. I'm in. When can I start? By the end of the week, I'd signed the papers, packed my essentials, and arranged to break our lease. I didn't tell Emily. I didn't tell anyone, except Mike, who swore to keep it quiet. I vanished. No forwarding address, no social media updates, just a clean break. If she wanted space, I'd give her the whole damn universe. The first few weeks after I moved were a blur. I landed in this smaller, quieter city up north. Think rainy days, cozy cafes, and a fresh start. My new job was demanding, which was perfect. It kept my mind off the what-ifs. But nights were rough. I'd lie awake, replaying flashbacks of our life together. Like the time I surprised her with tickets to that art exhibit she raved about only for her to cancel last minute for a girls' night. Or when I worked double shifts to buy her that high-end camera and she used it to photograph her new adventures without me. Why did I give so much? Was I just a stepping stone? Confusion hit hard. I questioned everything, my stability, my energy, whatever that meant. Friends back home texted asking if I was okay, but I kept it vague, needed a change. Mike was my only lifeline. He'd update me sparingly on Emily. At first, nothing dramatic. She was posting more stories of nights out, cryptic quotes about freedom and growth. She's thriving, I thought bitterly, while I'm here, piecing myself together, but I didn't lash out. Instead, I channeled it. I hit the gym, picked up hiking, stuff I'd put off for her. I even started a side hustle consulting for small businesses, something she'd always dismissed as too corporate. Slowly, the vulnerability faded. This isn't about her anymore, I tell myself. It's about me. About 3 months in, Mike dropped the first hint of karma. Dude, Emily's been asking about you, says she. Tried texting, but your number's changed. I'd blocked her old number and switched carriers for good measure. I didn't respond to her attempts. There weren't many at first, but Mike mentioned her. Exploring wasn't going great. She jumped into dating apps, hooked up with a few guys, but they were flakes. One ghosted her after a weekend trip she paid for. Another borrowed money for his startup and vanished. Options, I thought with a grim smile. Looks like they're biting back. I didn't gloat. I focused on my arc. By 6 months, I'd made new friends, landed a big client, and felt free. But I did one subtle thing. Anonymous. Posts on forums about spotting red flags. And partners. If they talk about needing space to explore options while you're funding their dreams, run. No names, just patterns. It was my quiet way of processing, maybe warning others. Little did I know it would circle back. The unfairness lingered, though. She discarded me casually, and I was left with the silence. But that silence became my strength. I sat with the betrayal, let it breathe, and emerged clearer. She's not my story anymore. By the 1-year mark, things escalated. Mike filled me in. Emily's options had turned toxic. The first serious guy after me was this charismatic traveler type. Met on an app, all wanderlust and promises. They move fast. She posted about their adventures, but he was unstable, jealous, rages, controlling. Her socials, it ended when he drained her savings on a joint investment that flopped, leaving her in debt. She tried another, a musician who seemed exciting, but he ghosted after she loaned him gear. Her posts shifted from triumphant to vague pleas for positive vibes. Then the reaches started. Since I was off-grid, she got creative. Fake social accounts, profiles with no pics, messaging my old friends for my info. Mike forwarded one. Hey, it's Emily. Have you heard from Alex? I miss him and want to check in. Polite at first. When that failed, the calls came to Mike, pleading for my number. Tell Alex I made a mistake, she said in a voicemail he played for me. Those guys were toxic. Alex would never do that. I just need to talk. Her voice cracked, but I felt nothing. No sympathy, just attachment. Her family piled on, toxic as ever. Her sister emailed me. Mike had my new address for emergencies. You're being petty, Alex. Emily's going through hell because of you. She deserves better than this silence. Man up and call her. Unpleasant, demanding like I owed them. I ignored it. Desperation ramped up. Another call to Mike. Please, I was wrong about needing options. Alex was the real deal. These guys used me. Abusive liars. I see it now. She was unraveling, lost her part-time gig from the stress, isolated as friends tired of her drama. Mutual stopped defending her. When the truth leaked, she'd been cheating emotionally before the note. One night she found my new social. I'd started a low-key profile for work. ADM, Alex found you. We need to meet. First regret everything. Let's fix this. I blocked without replying. Her next from a burner account. Angrier. How dare you ignore me after all we had? You're cold-hearted. True colors shining. Smug. To desperate to furious. It was satisfying but earned her choices. Imploded just as she'd imploded us. Fast. Forward to last month. I was at the airport heading to a conference for my consulting gig. Suits, briefcase, feeling on top. Boarding my flight when I hear Alex. There she was, disheveled, carry-on in hand. Looked like she'd aged years. Tired eyes, rumpled clothes. Traveling for some retreat, she said, but it screamed desperation escape. Emily, I said flatly, like greeting a distant acquaintance. She lit up, then faltered. Oh my God, it's you. I've been trying to reach you forever. Can we talk, please? I glanced at my watch. Plenty of time, but zero interest. What's there to say? Her voice trembled. I was an idiot. Those options, they were disastrous, abusive, draining. I realize now you were the one pushing me to grow, not them. Come on, Alex, we had something real. Let's try again. I met her eyes, calm. Our paths diverged a long time ago. You wanted space, I gave it. I've built something new here. New city, new career, new life. She grabbed my arm. But I need you. I'm trapped in this mess. Because I left. Please forgive me. I stepped back. This isn't about forgiveness. It's about facts. You're not part of my story anymore. And those anonymous posts, they warned a few guys off. Patterned like yours, subtle, but it helped me close the chapter. She teared, up angry now. You're just going to ghost me forever. After everything, I shrugged. You explored your options, I explored mine. Turns out being untouchable suits me. Security eyed us. I nodded farewell and walked to my gate. She called after, but I didn't look back. In that public haze, travelers, bustling, announcements blaring. Her failure contrasted my rise. She was desperate. I was free. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story?